Volatile exHurricane Ophelia has sparked danger to life warnings of 80 miles per hour winds, heavy downpours and large waves, as it continues to hurtle towards the UK. The country is on course to be thrashed by the remnants of the storm system, which has set the record for the strongest hurricane to hit east of the Atlantic. Weather officials have warned of a danger to life from flying debris with gale force gusts expected in coastal areas. Have you got anything to add? Get in contact with us on social media or email your pictures and video to newsdesk@devonlive.com. Follow us on Twitter at devonlivenews. We're also on Facebook, Devon Live News. Follow all the latest on Ophelia in our live blog below. Picture every high tide at Bideford, high water at Bideford 1609. Here's the scene on Plymouth Hoe, shot by Rachel Jackson 1556. Rachel Jackson sent us this picture of the scene at Plymouth Hoe a few minutes ago. Waves on Plymouth Hoe. Image Rachel Jackson 1552. Sand being kicked up onto the road at Insta. Warning: Highways England is advising drivers to take care and be prepared for strong gales throughout the day as the tail end of Hurricane Ophelia moves north and eastwards across the country. Motorists, particularly those driving high-sided HGVs, caravans and motorcycles, are advised to check the weather and driving conditions before setting out on journeys and pay particular attention to exposed locations such as coastal and high-lying areas and bridges which could be affected by the high winds. Wind speeds across the southwest region are currently between 30 miles per hour and 40 miles per hour, but the Met Office is anticipating gusts of between 40 to 50 miles per hour on high areas, sweeping up from the region to the north from 3 p.m. until 10 p.m. Christian Morgan, operations manager in Highways England's southwest region, said we're encouraging drivers to check the latest weather and travel conditions before setting off on journeys. In high winds, there's a particular risk to lorries, caravans and motorbikes, so we'd advise drivers of these vehicles to slow down. Drivers of other vehicles should be aware of sudden gusts of wind, and give high-sided vehicles, caravans, and motorbikes plenty of space. In the event of persistent high winds, we may need to close bridges to traffic for a period, so please be alert for warnings of closures and follow signed diversion routes. Unladen curtain-sided vehicles are particularly vulnerable to windy conditions on high ground, such as parts of the southwest, particularly around Bodmin on the A30 in Cornwall. And Mr. Morgan added, curtains on empty high-sided vehicles can act as sails when closed, and when high winds arise, we advise HGV drivers to open their curtain-sided vehicles if they are empty. A Freight Transport Association advisory states when driving an empty curtain-sided vehicle, tie both curtain sides at one end of the vehicle to reduce the effect of side winds. HGV drivers are advised by the DVSA to check load security as part of their daily walk-around check. Further details of the walk-around check can be found on Gov.uk. Road users are being advised to follow messages on any overhead signs and listen to radio updates. Further information can be found by visiting www.trafficengland.com or calling the Highways England information line on 0300 123 5000. Winds speeds are increasing in southwest England and Wales as Ophelia approaches. Gusts of 67 miles per hour were reported at St. Mary's Airport in the Isles of Scilly, and 53 miles per hour at RNAS Culdrose on the Lizard Peninsula in Cornwall. Forecasters are predicting gusts of more than 80 miles per hour in the UK once the storm hits. Gusts of more than 90 miles per hour have been recorded off the south coast of Ireland. 1438 dramatic video shows the waves and the strong winds from Peak Hill in Sidmouth. 1348 warning about stacking recycling in the high winds. 1341 dramatic waves on Sidmouth seafront. 1255 storm Ophelia has struck in Sidmouth as a car has been blown across the road and has demolished a wall. Police say that they were called just after 12 p.m. on Monday to a report of a car that had rolled into a wall in Salcombe Road. A spokesman added, it appears that the car has been blown across the road and has demolished a wall. No one was in the car at the time and no one has been injured, but a residential wall has been demolished. 12:53 police have been called to the B3220 at Taw Bridge after a van has collided with a telegraph pole at 12:20 p.m. The pole has rolled into a bush, police say, but the road is passable and the driver is uninjured. It is the second crash of the day involving a telegraph pole after a car collided with one on the B3174 Exeter Road at Ottery St Mary. 11:47 Flybe FLGHTS in and out of Belfast City and Scotland today and tomorrow have been cancelled. The two flights between Exeter and Belfast on Monday, flights BE 493 and BE 494, have been cancelled, along with Isles of Scilly Airbus to St Mary's. A statement from FLEB says if you are scheduled to fly into or out of Belfast City BHD or Scotland on Monday the 16th of October through to 12:12 p.m. Tuesday the 17th of October 2017, we are offering customers the following options to give you flexibility. You can rebook on a different flight for travel within the next 7 days at no charge to the same or a similar destination, providing that we have seats still available. Please note that if you choose to change your flight to another destination, we cannot provide you with further ground transportation onwards from the new destination airport. You can rebook your flight for the same route for any future date, providing that seats are still available at the same price as you originally paid. If you would like to choose an alternate flight, please note that we are happy to waive any change fee for your booking, but you will have to pay any change in fare if higher than your original fare. 1140 Key event. The main road between Exeter and Ottery St. Mary will be closed for most of the day after a car collided with an electricity pole. Police, ambulance and fire crews were called to the B3174 Exeter Road just after 7:30 a.m. on Monday to report of a road traffic collision involving one vehicle which collided with an electricity pole. One fire engine from Ottery St. Mary attended, and upon arrival, crews confirmed one vehicle had collided with electricity pole. The driver suffered a head injury and has been taken to hospital. Redmore 1138 KUI event. The Exeter FLEB flight BE 493 to Belfast at 12:05 has been cancelled as an amber warning of danger to life is issued for Ireland. The Isles of Scilly Sky bus from Exeter flight number IOS 503 at 10:40 a.m. was also cancelled. 1113 Guy Henderson up on windswept Daddy Hole Plain in Torquay. There are volunteer observers in the National Coast Watch Institution Tower. Paul Galley and Roger Lean are on duty today, keeping an eye on the ships in the bay and monitoring the coastline. On one of their many radios they have recently received a warning from Coast Guards that winds will increase to severe gale, and will be hurricane force in places across the West Country. The high winds have already driven a number of ships to shelter in Tor Bay, including 2 tall ships. National Coast Watch Institution. Officer Paul Galley on duty at Daddy Hole Plain. National Coast Watch Institution Officer Roger Lean. Galley on duty at Daddy Hole Plain. National Coast Watch Institution Officers Roger Lean left. Paul Galley on duty at Daddy Hole Plain. 1107 Becky Sheaves sent this image of the orange sky, this time over Ottery St. Mary in East Devon. Orange sky over Ottery St. Mary. Image Becky Sheaves. 10:53 Russell Lemon sent us this picture of an orange sky over Marsh Barton in Exeter this morning. The sky turned orange over Exeter. This picture was taken in Marsh Barton. Image Russell Lemon. 10:47 British gas engineer Sheena Unker comments to keep a step ahead of Storm Ophelia next week. There are some simple home maintenance tasks that you can do to help avoid possible leaks, flooding, blocked drains and drafts. This includes clearing drains and gutters, and checking radiators and insulation to keep warm. Sheena's top tips: block the breeze. Make sure all of your windows and doors seal properly to stop warm air escaping. For those that don't, fitting draft excluders, which you can buy from most DIY stores, is a quick and cheap way to cut down on your energy bills. Maintain your drains. If you're trying to keep your drains outside well maintained, it's a good idea to make sure they are clear of debris at the point at which they enter the ground. This involves checking your gullies for autumnal leaves and twigs in order to ensure that they don't restrict water flow at any point. 1007 Key event. Met Office official. Yellow weather warning for Monday. Yellow weather warning. 0956 KUI event. Humberst Woe sailing ships were among the vessels seeking shelter in Tor Bay today as Storm Ophelia was expected to bring high winds to the Devon coast. The worst of the former hurricane was expected to hit Northern Ireland on Monday afternoon, but high winds were forecast for the west of England. As wind and rain began to hit South Devon, the training ship TS Royalist was in close to Broadsons and the sailing vessel Tres Hombres was also close into the coast near Broadsons, riding out the weather. Read more. 0949 Watch how the storm will spread across Devon during the course of the day. 0925 As yet there is no effect on arrivals and departures from Exeter International Airport. For live updates click here.